Hello, I am your host of The Bear's Den. Today's story is a cautionary tale of why you don't disturb someone's resting place. The Relic of Oakhaven, the autumn of 1995, was particularly gray in the town of Oakhaven. While other kids were busy trading basketball cards or obsessing over the latest grunge radio hits, 14-year-old Elias spent his time in the overgrown thicket behind the old Methodist cemetery. There, hidden beneath a curtain of weeping willow branches, sat a grave so old the headstone had smoothed into a nameless, mossy tooth of granite. A heavy rainstorm had caused a mudslide, tearing open the earth and exposing the rotted corner of a cedar casket. Elias didn't feel a chill of warning. He felt the thrill of a collector digging through the cold, wet clay. His fingers brushed against something hard and yellowed. He pulled it free, a human humerus, followed by a set of phalanges, the delicate bones of a hand. "Perfect," he whispered, wiping the grime onto his flannel shirt. He took them home and displayed them on his nightstand, propped up like trophies next to his alarm clock. The first sign, it started 3 days later as a dull ache in his right arm, the same arm he'd used to reach into the earth. By Friday, a small, dark spot appeared on his forearm. It looked like a bruise, but it felt like ice. By the weekend, the smell arrived. It wasn't the scent of a wound. It was the heavy, cloying stench of a cellar that had been closed for 100 years. Elias pulled back his sleeve to find the skin around the bruise had turned a sickly, translucent gray. Underneath, he could see his own bone darkening, as if the marrow was turning to ink. The transformation. He tried to throw the bones away, but when he gripped them, a jolt of agony shot through his body. His fingers had begun to curve, the skin shrinking and tightening, until his knuckles poked through like white marble. "Mom," he tried to call out, but his voice was a dry rattle. His tongue felt like a piece of salted leather. He looked in the mirror and screamed, though no sound came out. The rot had reached his face. His cheeks were sinking into deep hollows, and his eyes were receding into the sockets. He wasn't just dying. He was being overwritten. The ancient occupant of that nameless grave was reclaiming a vessel. By Sunday night, the room was silent. On the bed sat a figure in a dusty flannel shirt, its skin pulled taut over a frame that no longer grew. Elias was gone. In his place sat a fresh corpse, eyes wide and clouded, forever staring at the bones on the nightstand. The lesson: there are things in this world that are not meant to be shared, collected, or admired. When we disturb the earth, we break a contract written in silence. Some treasures carry a cost that can only be paid in kind. Let the silent stay silent, and let the resting rest. I'm your host, and thank you for joining me. Be careful what you dig up in the dark. You might just find yourself filling the hole you made. Sleep light and stay out of the shadows. The den is now closed.